So, I've been working on my own Steadicam for a while now. It's still a work in progress, but making a Steadicam's hard, especially when you're working, making the gimbal and everything. I'll show you that a little bit later, but right now we're on our way on top of that mountain over there to get a nice scenic look over my small town here. So we're getting closer to the mountain over here. It can't really be called a mountain. That is a mountain. This over here is more of a glorified hill, whatever you would call that, but here it is. So let's start the climb. So we're making our way up here. Now, the point of this video was about my Steadicam and the one that I've been building. So let's talk about that for a little bit. It's unusable at best. I'll show you why later, but I wanted to get a Steadicam for this exact reason. Right now I'm taking this on a Steadicam, a proper one, and it gets so smooth footage. I love it. Let's look at this. This is a rocky area, a hilly climb. Wait, a hilly, the fuck would you call that? Whatever. Rough terrain. So, now we're back. I'm going to show you the Steadicam I was talking about. The homemade Steadicam. The Franken-cam. This Steadicam, it's not good enough for me. It might be good enough for you if you are just an amateur, if you are just a hobbyist, if you like just making stuff, or if you're poor as fuck like me. You can build these and it'll work decently. You will have some trouble, but it'll be okay. First of all, I'm just going to show you the top here. This top is really, really simple. There's just two wooden blocks, and one of them with a slit in the middle. It's just a big hole, and then you have a screw and a tension knob, or a adjustable knob here, which you can loosen and tighten as you like. That gives you possibilities to adjust this and balance the camera properly. Now this cannot move well enough to the sides, but I mean that's okay. It was hard to balance some systems, and I just had to run this to the side like this instead. But anyway, now I have a better system. So this is in the past. I'm still talking about it though because I think it's important for anyone out there who wants to try their hand at this, that they can see what other people have done so they can get inspiration. And I'm here to give you that inspiration if you so want to accept that. Through the middle you just have a normal rod with, so you can screw bolts on there and nuts and all kinds of shit. You have the weights on here on the bottom. I have thrown the weights out because I don't need them anymore, and they were taking up space. And it's just a simple T system like this. There's nothing more to it. Now here in the middle we have the gimbal. Now I did do an earlier version of this gimbal, which I will show you in pictures right here. Now that earlier gimbal, that didn't quite work as it was really unbalanced, more on that later. And I just made a better one which was a lot more accurate. Now what I mean by unbalanced is, say that this camera or this system is leaning a bit to the left. It's leaning to the left, and that means there's more weight, there's more mass on this side right here, causing it to lean to the left. Now if you were to turn it 180 degrees, it should by all means lean to the right instead, because now the weight is suddenly on the opposite side. But with this system, it leans to the left, and then I turn it 180 degrees, and it still turns to the left. That means that the actual top here is, even though no matter how well you balance it, that's not the fault, it's the gimbal. It's the gimbal that is inaccurate. And we're talking half a millimeter. That's enough. Half a millimeter or a millimeter or two, that's enough to throw it so much off balance that it's nearly unusable for any professional grade video. So, right, it was a fun experience making this, and I learned a lot about Steadicams, how to balance them, how they work, and I encourage you to try it too. Even if you can afford a Steadicam, by all means buy a Steadicam, but if you like building stuff, I encourage you, I challenge you to build one of these, because it's really fun and you learn a lot. So, and here on the bottom you just have a rollerblade wheel, which worked fine, and then you just have some scraps which functioned as a handle. This isn't particularly pretty, but what matters is getting the shot, not how silly you look. So, and just for comparison, this is the Flycam Junior, which I bought recently, and works like a charm. I'll show you some footage of it right now. Now, the footage that you're seeing is from a convention here in Reykjavik. It's people doing some professional stuff. They're woodworking, working on some pipes. It's a competition between some of them. Really fun show. But the point of this video being, I'm showing you the Steadicam, and that is the Flycam Junior, which I shot all that video on. And as you can see, it's really stable, really professional looking, and good quality video. That, I mean, it also helps having the Sony 6300, which is a great camera, by the way. You're also seeing from the Sony 6300. But anyway, the Flycam Junior. That's just a brief show on this. I might do an actual review on the Flycam Junior, but that's all in the future. Right now, we're gonna move on to the second part of the Steadicam system. Now it's important to remember that the Steadicam is not only a Steadicam, it's not only just the arm, it is a system. A system consisting of three things: the Steadicam, the arm, and the vest. Now that fuck you finger was not meant for you, that was just me counting. Now, let's just start on the arm, the actual arm itself. As you can see, these are two arms that can move freely with a spring in the middle. This spring is very important as it provides tension. That means that it can do two things. First of all, it takes the weight off your hand and onto the system. It distributes the weight across your body through the vest. The second thing it does is that it smoothly, stabilizes it. It stabilizes it up and down. When you're holding it with your arm, you're doing micro movements. These are just micro judders that you do not notice, but the camera does. And the viewers that are seeing the footage, they notice those small up and down movements, and that takes away. It takes away from the immersiveness of the video, the immersion that you want with cinematography, videography, or whatever. So that's a simple system that I also made. This worked, but it had two flaws. First of them being, some of these parts are wood, and they're weak, and they broke. Makes sense. If you have a weak part in your Steadicam system, it will break, because these springs are heavy duty. They take a lot of load, which means that you have a lot of forces going on in this system, and a lot of possibilities for things to break. The second of all being, you can notice maybe that this is all bent. bent and crooked. And that is because there is a lot of force pulling this and bending it. So these hinges just simply do not work. You need something a lot more rigid than that. I will make a better version of this in the future, but right now I do not have the money. So that's for another video, that's for another time. Right now I'm just reviewing my shitty system. The actual vest. The vest is a simple bag. It's a school bag which I took and I ripped apart and just used the straps. The shoulder straps are what mattered, and 2 plates on either side with a tiny chunk of wood here, and it attaches by hinges. This is a simple system, simple concept. It worked. Again, my system is flawed. I know that now. Now I've tried it. On to making the second version sometime in the future. Alright guys, that was all that I had for you today. Now I'm going to be making more videos. I am not doing them for publicity, I'm not doing them for money or for views. I'm doing them for my own sake. I want to try to produce more stuff. I want to make more videos and try to become professional at it. So critique me all you want. If you see some flaws, point them out to me. I will try to improve. Obviously, don't be an asshole, but be considerate. So that was all. If you liked the video, like it. If you want to show your friends it, please do. Share it all you want. If you have any suggestions for future videos, then please leave a comment in the comment section about what you'd like to see. What may be some interesting things in Iceland you might want to see on camera in a special way. Whatever. Drop a comment, like, and I'll see you next time.